Welcome to the Rafiki Fly Talks football post-game show. Texans, Bucs, a great game that came down to the last seconds. Final score 20-19 in favor of the Buccaneers. Let's start by talking about what went right. What went right for the Texans? As I pull up the stat sheets, let's see how things go. Um, defense. Defense went really well. And special teams. Defense and special teams were the MVPs of this game, despite the loss. Throughout the game, the Texans defense has been putting up a clinic, putting constant pressure on Baker Mayfield. There's been flashes of Bucky Irving and the Buccaneers running, having some quick gains and slipping through first downs, constantly converting third downs into first downs and fourth downs into first downs. But aside from those few mistakes and then the costly pass interference and holding and face mask penalties, the defense has been the strong suit of this game. They held the Buccaneers to 14 points in the first half, similar to the Rams game. And it was only in this last 10 seconds when they were fully gassed and out of life where the Buccaneers were able to cook up the best 2-minute drill I've ever seen ever. I mean, y'all saw just how frustrated I've been. The amount of effort that our defense has been giving and the return on investment, the way our offense just quickly gave the ball back. Nuh-uh. I feel bad for our defense. They've been playing lights out throughout, and the only slip up was this last 10 seconds. It's not their fault. How many times is the defense gonna cause three and outs, cause turnovers, block the punts, do everything they can to give the Texans great field position? I mean, what else can you ask the defense to do? Yeah, we didn't get any turnovers. Yeah, we could have had a fumble, we could have had an interception, we could have gotten the Baker Mayfield hot offense off the field quicker if we didn't allow sloppy penalties to give free yards. But Daniil Hunter, Sheldon Rankins, Will Anderson, you've been hearing me cheer their names out. They've been putting a clinic. The defensive line has been lights out for 3/4 of the game. Derek Stingley kept Mike Evans on check, had him man oh man throughout the game. Aside from like one or two pass interference calls, there was that there was the play that the where the Buccaneers were in red zone. They literally could have called the game at that point. Like it was like early in the, what was it? I forgot which drive. I think it was either early in the fourth quarter or late third quarter where um, basically the Buccaneers were in the red zone, and at that point, you could see that the defense was a little bit gassed, considering how they were just able to allow Bucky Irving and Rashad White to just run up the middle constantly for the past like 5 or 6 drives in a row. But they were able to put up one of the best red zone defenses I've ever seen. They prevented the pass to Mbuka in the end zone. Derek Stingley pushed Mike Evans out of bounds, even though Mike Evans had that ball one handed on at the right corner of the end zone, but Derek Stingley and company were able to keep Mike Evans out to prevent his feet from touching the ground and prevented that touchdown, causing 4th and 10. And then in the red zone, 4th and 10. And then the miraculous McLaughlin misses the field goal. Bro, defense was on lock the whole time. It's just unfortunate that our offense cannot click. So many miscommunications between Stroud and his receivers. So many weaknesses in our offensive line. Bro, how many times do we have to emphasize that we need to reinforce our offensive line? Shipping off Laramie Tunsil to Washington, the penalties never left. Titus Howard is holding a guy when we literally, bro, our offensive line is Swiss cheese. How many times we have to reinforce this fact that our offensive line is garbage? And when our offensive line is garbage, CJ Stroud doesn't have enough time to keep his composure. He has to constantly move back and forth, escape the pocket, throw, like, bro. CJ Stroud has so many wide open targets, but either if it wasn't the pressure, constant pressure of the defense of the Buccaneers, and kudos to the Buccaneers defense for putting such a great effort, constantly putting pressure and taking advantage of such a porous, weak offensive line. Like, bro. I still cannot get over the fact that y'all were at the 1 yard line. Y'all were y'all were cooking with grease. I was praising y'all the whole time that drive. Y'all made it to the first yard to the 1 yard line. Y'all literally had it in your hands. I literally said it. Don't rust this. And what y'all do? Y'all rust it. At the 1 yard line, y'all passed on 3rd and goal, passed on 4th and goal, swipe right, swipe left. End zone's right there. It's right there. I get it. First and goal, you were stuffed by Vita Vea. 2nd and goal, I don't know, man. Bro, I mean, this was a tough game to begin with. The Buccaneers are no joke. I mean, kudos to them. I've been praising it all game. The Buccaneers had not just the one of the best running backs, but great offensive awareness from Baker Mayfield, finding Ibuka. There was obviously Mike Evans did not have his best game, but whenever he did have those grabs were crucial to the 20 points that the Buccaneers ended up scoring. Sterling Shepard, I've forgotten his name, but I'm sure to now remember his name because He only had two or three grabs, two or three good plays, but his two or three good plays were more than enough because our offense couldn't even get one drive going. We had momentum first drive of the game, 7-0 first drive, first 1 minute of the game. And then the Buccaneers answer back 7-7. Understandable. Then you miscommunication, constant pressure. Okay, we got a field goal, 10-7. And then some sloppy plays. We couldn't find answers to stopping the run. Bucky Irving constantly just running through the middle. Like, bro, the Buccaneers play call was really simple if you look at it. If you see the plays that have been playing, at least 80% was feed Bucky Irving, run through the middle. Feed Rashad White whenever Bucky was on the sideline, run through the middle. And then once they had good enough yards, once Bucky Irving was figured out, Baker had Ibuka motioning, going left and right. Mike Evans, high point. Kate Otten, bro, had some good grabs. The entire offense of the Bucks was just cooking with grease. It's unfortunate, our defense put a great effort. They put so much effort. I'm so proud of our defense. And I am so proud and happy we have Jalen Noel on our team. Jalen Noel was lights out. Kick return after kick return, punt return after punt return. I'm sad that he got stopped when he did, because he would have taken it to the house. Like if Jalen Noel hadn't gone stopped on the 25, he was there. That would have been the game winner. It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate that Jalen Noel played his heart out, put his name on the starting lineup. It's unfortunate that CJ Stroud had a pretty bad game. I think this is it's pressure because of our porous offensive line, but it's also, I think there was CJ was definitely frustrated. There was a lot of bad calls and a lot of miscommunication, whether it was Nico or it was whoever else he was targeting to. I think Jaden Higgins only got like one catch, one target. Dalton Schultz, the tight end, he had some tries. There was that one play. Uh, it was like a third down and long. It CJ did what he could to escape the pocket, and bro just literally tripped on his own foot. It's those little things like that, those penalties on the offensive line, those little mishaps, those miscommunications, those. I've been telling you, bro, like the the Buccaneers offense succeeded because of the short yard gains. The 4 yard, 5 yard, 6 yard gains on first and second down, on third down. The difference between competence and incompetence. The scoreboard doesn't do justice to that. 20-19, it should really be 35-4. Like, y'all finally fed the ball to Chubb and he Chubb trained his way to the end zone at the 2 minute mark of the fourth quarter. When your offensive line is porous, when CJ Stroud is clearly frustrated, don't you need to just rely on your ball carrier? I know Vita Vea, the Buccaneers have a outstanding run stopping defense, but Dari Gumawale needs to be kicked out. Woody Marks, he's still a rookie. Nick Chubb had flashes, and I was happy, and y'all saw how productive our offense is when Nick Chubb is involved. I hope when Joe Mixon comes back, we can have some more life in this game. But until then, I mean, bro, preseason, everyone said that the Texans had this division on lock. But you see what's happening with the Colts? Daniel Jones acting like Aaron Rodgers in his prime. You have Trevor Lawrence finding his renaissance with Liam Cohen. And, I mean, the Titans are 0-2, but at least they've been putting effort. They fought against the Broncos last week, and hey, we shouldn't be sharing third place with the Titans. We're supposed to be first place in the AFC South. What is happening? I was cautious at the start of the season. I thought we could at least get one of these two games, but I wasn't accounting for how sloppy our offense would be. I trusted our new offensive coordinator to get things rolling. I was hoping and trusting that Nick had at least some improvements on our offensive line, but clearly there's no improvement at all. CJ Stroud is still constantly pressured, and I'm afraid that Stroud is going down the route that I hope is not what I'm seeing. The David Carr route, the pre-criminal Deshaun Watson route, the this team has so much potential. Like the star caliber is here, the talent is here. It's just D'Amico needs to invest more in this offense. Invest more in the offensive line. Go out in the market. Just get better offensive players. Like we need help for sure. We need help. Free agency or through trade. Just if we can get a better tackle, a better guard, if we can, find a way to ship Dare Gumbawale for somebody better, please, please do that. Please, Nick Casario. Y'all finally heard me when I said to feed Chubb the ball. So please hear me out when I say get help on the offensive line. Give CJ Stroud help that he needs so that he has time in the pocket, so that he can properly find his target, so that we don't have to deal with the miscommunications. There were so many passes down the field, across the sidelines, to our tight ends, to our Jaden Higgins, to Nico Collins, bro. We're right there. We're 0-2, and even though it's been 14-9 against the Rams and 20-19 against the Bucs, it feels like we're right there, but right here is this much improvement that we need from our offense. Fix it now. My name's Rafiki Fly. I hope you liked this stream. I hope you enjoyed the Rafiki Fly talk show post game, Bucs versus Texans. Like and subscribe. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch. I am everywhere and anywhere y'all can possibly find me. Rafiki Fly. I'm your football guy. Signing off. Goodbye.